Packet Lesson 3.1, Graphing Linear Equations in Two Variables. We're going to start off on page 53. I hope you watched the pre-lesson. The pre-lesson explains so much of this. But on the packet lesson, I'm just diving in. I'm just going to do it. So this particular problem, I'm going to graph it, because that's what it's asking me to do, just using standard form. Now, I'm not going to get too worried about standard form. I'm just looking at this equation and saying, hey, I'm going to grab a couple of x's, so 0 and 2. And I'm going to plug them in, find out what my y is. So if I plug the 0 in, I'm literally going to get 0 plus 2y equals 6. Divide by 2, and I get y is 3. So the first coordinate point is 0, 3 from this. So I'm going to go 0, 3. And then I'm going to plug in the 2 for x. So I get 2 plus 2y equals 6. Subtract 2, 2y equals 4. Divide by 2, divide by 2. And then I get y equals 2. And so I get 2, 2. Now remember what I said though, there is no safety net for this particular strategy. So I'm going to go ahead and pick a negative 2, see what happens. So I'm going to get negative 2 plus 2y equals 6. Add 2, 2y equals 8, divide both sides by 2, and I get y is 4. So my third point is my safety net, 1, 2. 2 left, 1, 2, 3, 4. And it looks like I got all three of those points connected properly. Okay? Now, it's asking me to do it again using slope-intercept form, but I already did this same problem on the pre-lesson. So we're just going to skip to this next one, okay? Now, this says standard form, slope-intercept form. So we're going to try both of them. So standard form, what they want you to do, and you don't have to, but just to review standard form, remember this has to be a positive integer, and integer just means a whole number. We'll talk more about that later. So I'm going to pick a 0 for x, and I'm going to go ahead and pick a, well, I don't know, how about a 2? So if I plug the 0 in, I'm going to take a shortcut. I'm going to look at it like that. Divide both sides by negative 2. I'd get y is negative 6, just doing a little math in my head. If I put the 2 in for the x, 2 times 3 is 6. I'm going to subtract 6. Negative 2y is 6. Divide by negative 2, divide by negative 2. And I'm going to get negative 3 for my y. So 0, negative 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then 2, negative 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to risk it and just say, I think I did those right. But you see, I'm taking a risk. But just for time's sake, I'm not going to do another one. Slope-intercept form means I've got to take this same equation and put it into y equals mx plus b. I'm going to write that down, which helps us know what to do. We got to solve for y. So I'm going to subtract 3x from both sides, and I'm going to add 12. Subtract 3x and add 12. I'm going to go like this. These disappear, so I get negative 2y equals negative 3x plus 12. Now in this one, if I divided everything by negative 2, things would just kind of fall into place. So I'm just going to divide by negative 2. That gives me y equals, a negative divided by a negative is positive, and then 12 divided by negative 2 is negative 6. And what did I say in the pre-lesson? Graph that first. This is my y-intercept, which is the letter B. Not sure why they called it the letter B. But I would just simply go down to this point, and I would plunk it right there. Then I would look at my slope. And remember, slope is rise over run. Now here's the key. Don't go from the origin, rise over run. Go from your y-intercept. So from my y-intercept, I'm going to go up 3, 1, 2, 3. I'm going to go right 2, 1, 2. Now, it's a total coincidence that it ended up being the exact same 2 points as these. Total coincidence. That doesn't normally happen. But there you go. Both methods work. And now, just to save some time, I'm going to go ahead and use just the slope-intercept form for this guy. So I'm going to take this down here. I'm going to spin it around. Negative 4y plus 4 equals negative x. And now I'm going to subtract 4 from both sides. Negative 4y equals, now remember, I could write this either negative 4 minus x or negative x minus 4. I'm going to write it negative x minus 4 because remember, this is our target. We want our slope and x stuff first, then our y-intercept. We're just more familiar with that. Now instead of dividing by a negative 4, because you see, well actually if I just slide that 1 in there, because there is a negative 1, and if I divide everything by negative 4, things kind of fall into place. Y equals, this would just be 1/4 x, and then a negative 4 over negative 4 is plus 1. Always, always, always graph your y-intercept first. So I'm going to go up 1, and then my slope is up 1, and to the right 4. So up 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. And there are my 2 points. And there's my line. Okay, so this one doesn't really tell us how to go about it. And I like this the best, so I'm going to stick with this. But we need to clean this monster up. So y minus x equals, distribute, distribute, distribute. 3x plus 3y plus 6. Remember, our target is y equals mx plus b. So we're going to gather our y's over onto the left. So I need to bring that one over. And I need to get rid of that x on this side. So I'm going to bring that over. So y minus 3y is negative 2y. These cancel. 3x and x gives me my 4x. These cancel, and I get plus 6. Now if I divide everything by a negative 2, it looks like things are just going to fall right into our lap here. Negative 2x minus 3. Graph that first. That's my y-intercept. So I find my y-axis, and I go down 3, 1, 2, 3, put a dot. Then remember, slope is right here. So somebody might say, well, that's negative 2. You're not wrong, but that might be hiding part of it. Because remember, it's always a fraction. So you got to put it over 1 if it doesn't have a denominator. Because that's telling me I got to move down 2, right 1. From here. 1, 2, move to the right 1. Do your best job trying to connect those dots and making it look straight. And there you go. Here's your special cases. This is where you only have one variable. Remember what I said? You got to try to solve for x. So we're going to subtract 6, subtract 6. 3x equals negative 6. Divide by 3. Divide by 3. I get x is negative 2. Now, for those of you who just remember this, you're going to go, aha, I remember what he said in the pre-lesson. That's just simply going to cross the x-axis right at negative 2. So I'd go 1, 2 to the left, and then it's just going to be a vertical line like that. If you don't like that explanation, you can make yourself one of these. Throw negative 2 in the x column because that's the only thing x can be. And then just grab some random y's and plot them. Negative 2, 1, negative 2, 2, negative 2, 3. So you're just going to get that vertical line. All right, last one. We're going to divide by 2, divide by 2. We're going to find out that y equals 4.5. Now, if you said 4 1/2, that's okay, But I'm just going to go ahead and use this decimal. And I'm going to remember, hey, what's the clue that I taught you guys on your pre-lesson? And by the way, just so you don't get confused with all these lines, I'm going to make this one pink. That means I'm going to cross the y-axis at 4.5. So I go 1, 2, 3, 4, and about halfway. And it has to cross through there. So I know it's going to look like that. Now, if you don't like that memory tool, first of all, you should like it because it's definitely a shortcut. If y equals 4.5, then I fill up my y column with 4.5s. We'll just do two of them. I'll pick a 1 here and a 2 here. That means I got to go 1 to the right and then up 4.5. Ding, 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 ding. 2 to the right from here, up 4.5. And if I just kept going, y has to be 4.5 no matter what x value I pick. It's going to create that pink line right there. That finishes lesson 3.1.